out of the door.
My daughter-in-law was in that building 2 weeks ago.
No.
Really? Oh. What made the fire fly out of the door like that? It looked insane. The fire was just flying out of the door. Like there was a flamethrower inside or something. Anyway, it was crazy. You guys haven't seen it. Damon, what's up, man? You look pale. What's going on, man? It's like your overlays in the front.
I'm trying to be translucent.
Yeah, I've never seen him look like that before.
It's working.
I'm curious how many other people get the translucent. That's from the boys, no?
Yes.
Very
It is
cool.
kind of weird.
Good to see you guys. Yeah. It's putting the thing right in front.
It's a highlight.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Yeah. So I'll give you a quick heads up on what's happening. I'm right now, this is recording. Okay. I'm going to be heading out of here like as soon as possible. We're ready to go. I had a problem with immigrations here because we stayed longer than 3 months. My passport only let me stay 3 months, and we did paperwork for that, no problem. But they haven't approved it yet, so I have to grease the wheels and like pay a guy to get it done. But that's going to be this week. I think Thursday that comes through, and then as soon as I have that in my hand, I'm booking my flights and I'm heading out. I'll be heading out to sunny Dubai, where my visa there has also expired, so I'll have immigration. Hopefully, no immigration issues there because of the war. They're lax about it right now, meaning if you stay out of the country for more than 6 months, they take away your immigration status, your visa. They just take away your residency. But they're being nice about that because no one's there because of the war. Everybody's pretty much out of there. So I'll be heading out there. I'll be heading into the war. We'll go fight the good fight, and yeah, I'll be right next to the Straits of Hormuz, which will be kind of cool for me. I'm a military guy, so.
I don't
We used to live in tents. We used to live in tents while we were dropping bombs in Iraq, so it's not a problem. I think this is a little easier than that. So I'm pretty excited to get over there and get out of Colombia and get over into Dubai. And then there's going to be a lot of stuff we can do that I want to do there. We want to actually set up some physical locations there because while a lot of people have left, there are a lot of people that are still there. It's a massive city. And being that it's a massive city, I'd like to have centers where people can walk in and just set things up, set up a carbon account, that kind of stuff in a physical location in the country. So I've got some help with that as well. So pretty excited. I'm going to go through and do our normal thing. And then I want to talk a little bit about an enhancement that we're making to the system that you guys are going to be getting your hands on. You're going to be experiencing it before anybody else because it's going to be a mastermind thing in the beginning, and then it'll be its own product moving forward. But what better place than to use it than us being the first customer of a company we've created, and Mastermind being able to just use it and give us feedback and experience it. So before I get into that, let me share my screen real quick, and I'm just going to run through some slides that I prepare for you guys. Basically, what I normally do is go through the markets and where I see things moving, and just give you guys an outline of like where we are as far as trading wise, is where our mindset is trading wise, and how we're approaching the market that we find ourselves in. Because fortunately or unfortunately, we can't dictate, we can't predict the market, but we can prepare for it and we can respond to it. Got my carbon beer stein. That's not beer, by the way, that's coffee, just in case any of you alcoholics out there are wondering. That is actually coffee. I use my beer stein for my coffee now because it's freaking phenomenal. It keeps my coffee. Okay, so here's what we're looking at as we move forward into this next week. So one, where are the markets right now? In plain English, we have the big events that are happening that are pushing the markets around We're going to go into that. What could send the prices up versus down, and how the carbon system is positioned for this week, aka how the Mastermind NFT is positioned right now. And then we'll get into some more specifics after that on some cool stuff. And then also any Q&A you guys have, as always. So right now, Bitcoin is sitting around, what, 60K. Ethereum hit as low as 1580, which is nuts. After we had a big run, markets are resetting right now, and crypto is moving down. And the thing is, it's trading specifically, as we all know, there was not much interest in crypto itself before the war, right? The stock markets were going up, and crypto was going down because no one was really caring. And now we still find ourselves in that situation as this bear market plays out. So basically, it's all headline news, and any chance to sell, people are taking their profits off the table. So coming up here pretty soon. Oh, this is June. This is an old one. That's an old thing right there. Forget that. Forget that right there. Boom, right here. Straits of Hormuz. So Straits of Hormuz are being blocked again. Oil's still elevated. Brent is pushing back up above 80. We got down around that 70% mark here for a few days, which was really, really cool. Good to see it kind of come down. Came down for a bunch of artificial reasons, I think, but it's good that it's coming. It's good that it came down, because we don't want to find ourselves in a recession. But it's pushing back to that $80 mark as the war kicks off again. The dangerous part, though, is the 10-year Treasury yield knocking on the door of 4.6%. Usually this is a ceiling for the Treasury yield that we usually don't see this go above, meaning people are getting yields for Treasury bonds, right? They get money for putting in Treasury bonds. Well, if they don't trust the federal government's ability to pay that back, then they demand a higher yield. And that's what we're seeing. So you're seeing less demand for that, and so they have to go ahead and raise that up. You don't want to see this go much higher, because you're knocking on the door of like a lot of recessionary fears that come along with that. A lot of times you see that precede a recession. And the big thing that's scaring the markets, the traditional markets as well right now, is this right here. Trump's new 20% protection fee on the Straits of Hormuz. I don't think that's going to happen. Basically what he's saying is, hey, we're going to charge you 20% of what comes through the Straits, and if in order to protect it. Okay, that sounds not too cool. And I don't think that's going to come to pass, right? No one's going to want to pay his 20% protection fee. They just want this whole thing to be over. So hopefully that is a nothing burger, but it is spooking the markets a little bit. And the Fed Chair Walsh testifying this week in Congress, that's spooking the market a little bit as well, because we're seeing inflation kind of tick up a little bit. We're seeing the war kick off a little bit, or kick off again. We're seeing threats of deliberate, hey, give us 20% of the world's oil that moves to the Straits of Hormuz. These things are making everybody a little bit nervous, because we're not getting any data from Kevin Walsh, the new Fed chair. He doesn't give us much to go off of. And because he's not giving us much to go off of, we're left to speculate. Now, you guys know where I stand on this. I think that the market's got it wrong on him, that traditionally, that what he wants to do is actually kind of a good thing, in the sense that he wants to use new updated data. And I think he's going to come out one day and say, hey, inflation's at 2%, because we're not going to go off of antiquated data like we used to. And we're going to go off of new updated data that we have our task force go ahead and procure for us, and AI tools and all these things. And in doing so, we're going to wake up one day and he's going to say, hey, inflation's at 2%, and this is it's all over, and we're not going to raise interest rates. Maybe we won't lower them either, but we definitely don't have to raise them, and the market's going to price that in, and we're going to see it rally up a little bit. But right now, what we're seeing is a little bit of fear in the markets, because he's not giving us much to go off of. So people are having to guess. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but maybe right before he became the Fed chair, before it flipped on over, I said, hey, look, the markets will typically fall like 6 to 8% following a Fed chair being taking over, because the world has to figure out what he's going to do. You know, is he going to do what he campaigned on to get the job? Like, what do we know about this guy? We're trying to figure him out. Everyone's in that same boat. And so that creates a lot of uncertainty, and the markets usually come down based off of that, and then they go back up, right? They come down and they continue to do what they were doing before. So this is kind of a bump in the road when it comes to him, because any Fed chair taking over, we would have the same results. A little bit of a pullback. After that pullback is done, we can go back to the business of what we were doing, which is trying to run the economy as hot as humanly possible to get the stock market up as far as possible. So this is kind of like where we find ourselves with him. But the markets, again, uncertainty is running rampant right now. So you're going to start seeing the markets, they're pulling back a little bit, and rightly so. I think they were due for a pullback. We were talking about this. We're short on the markets right now. When it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, they're going to follow suit with that. When the traditional markets go up, crypto's not necessarily going up. When the traditional markets go down, they're definitely going down with it, right? It's correlated in kind of one direction. So that's where we see ourselves. So right now, the game plan is actually, we'll continue with this a little bit, then I'll get into game plan. Rotation. Did I talk about this last time, how we're going to be moving from hardware to software? Right now, everyone's in hardware, right? They're on all these different, let's build data centers and build all these things. Well, they're building all these things, and now we're going to have to start using them. And so the hardware run that we've seen is going to move into software. Why should we care? Because we're going to be running a lot of trades on BitGet. We're actually integrating BitGet into the NFTs, the trading NFTs right now, so that I can trade stocks based off of this. Because I think the next boom that we're going to see isn't going to be hardware, it's going to be software. Companies like Palantir, Salesforce, UiPath, right? These are all software companies versus NVIDIA and AMD. If NVIDIA and AMD are hardware, these are the software. So I think we're going to see a rotation into a lot of software companies. And this is where I'm excited to see this next push upwards. Because right now, with the threat of AI and the ability for a lot of people to create software really fast and then scale it really quickly, it's almost like software has become a commodity, is what the thought process is. Something that anyone can make because, hey, we have AI to assist us. And to some level, that is actually true. It's just, are you making something useful enough? But to some level, there is something to that. Now, on the other side, you have the hardware play, which is building the infrastructure for these things and the infrastructure for the AI. Once that hardware play runs out, the next place the money is going to move is into the software. You have built the thing. Now let's invest in the companies that are utilizing the thing. It's that simple. So I think that's what we're going to see here over the next couple of months. That's where the shift is going to start to take place. And now I'm looking at a lot of the software companies that have good margins, that have good income, that are positioned, and I'm starting to trade those to the upside, meaning a lot of the software companies have come down while the hardware companies have come up. So you see the stock market at all-time highs. It's doing all these things. It's going up and up and up. But there's laggers. There's a lot of laggers that have not actually benefited from that. And those software companies are ones that I want to run a lot of algorithms on. So there we go. Now the catalysts for that are coming up, you have jolts. Wait. No, this is old too. Yeah, that's old. I got some old slides built in here. Okay, so I guess that's actually kind of it, though. That's about it. My take on all this is this: we are in a pattern right now where I'm doing the exact same thing. The markets have ran up, the markets are coming down. You'll see in the trading NFT that I have a lot of shorts running and I have a lot of longs running. The shorts are actually bigger positions than the longs are. I'm taking profits on those. You guys have seen me take profits on those throughout the week. I have a couple of them that when I close them out, you're going to see your accounts jump pretty damn fast. That's going to be fun. And then I'm going to be edging into and DCAing into the long positions that we have open. I want them to go lower and lower and lower, so that I want it to go negative so we can DCA into it, move that price, let it come up, take a small profit off the table, and get a lower entry. As we do that for the next week or so, that's going to lead us towards the end of the month where I'm looking for the next rally, and that rally is going to have me in a nice position where my shorts are extremely profitable. I close them out for profits because the profit's there for taking, and the longs itself are in the same position. And then we walk into next month the same way we walked into this month, which is profitable trades long and profitable trades short. That's usually the game plan for us. Where's the market going? Is it going up? If it's going up, great. Then we go ahead and take profits on our we take our longs, we let them go up, we take profits on them. As our short trades that we're in go up and get negative, we add to those to rebalance them. When the market comes back down, we're taking profit on the shorts, and so on and so forth. Wash, rinse, repeat. All we need to know is a general direction of where we think things are going, right? And we have to be right about that 60% of the time, because money management does the rest. So for us right now with the NFT side, the trading NFT side and the Mastermind NFTs, easy. It's easy pickings, right? I have trades right now we can close out and bump up the accounts 2%, but we're not doing it yet because I think we can eke out some more. So this is where this is our strategy and where we are. Now that strategy will shift a little bit once I think we've actually bottomed out. So I'd imagine in November we'll hit the bottom. That's my prediction for the bottom, is around November time. Once we hit that bottom in November, then we're going to find ourselves in a situation where we're going to want to have not too much in shorts. That's more of a hedge play. And we're going to have more in longs, ride those up, add to those positions as it goes up instead of taking profits from them, build them up, take more profits when they're a bit higher, and move from there. So right now our strategy is stay balanced, stay hedged, take profit on the longs when we have them, build up our shorts. When that flips, we'll be in the opposite seat. That's where we'll be. For the Mastermind, there's some things that we did. Number one, if you guys go in the back office of Carbon in the V4 system, you'll see at the top there's a Mastermind tab. If you click on that, right, it'll take you into the portal. I moved the portal into there. So that temporary link we have, I'm going to nuke that bad boy. And I'm nuking that for a very specific reason. One, we don't need it. You know, everyone can go into the V4 system and access it there. If you are not in the V4 system, just hit up support. They'll give you a link. They'll be able to get you an account. They'll be able to get you set up. And that way you can go access the Mastermind dashboard from there. You're going to want that this week.
Kevin, that's not available at the moment.
What is it?
The Mastermind tab.
You're in in Carbon V4?
Yep.
It is. It's available. I just
In
clicked on it.
V4. Sorry, I was looking in the other one. Yeah, sorry. My mistake.
Oh, yeah. So in V4, if you click on that Mastermind tab, if you hit a page that tells you get on a waiting list that's closed, then message support. And what they'll do is they'll go ahead and make sure you are labeled as a Mastermind user and you can access it. The email addresses need to line up with V4 and the Mastermind. So yeah, you can get access to it. You'll want to do that this week. It's not a big hurry, but you'll want to do it this week. And I'll tell you why. So we did something kind of crazy. Everyone knows TradingView, right? Somebody Google TradingView annual revenue. I'll do it right now. Let's see what TradingView's annual revenue is, just for fun. So TradingView generates an estimated annual revenue of approximately $72.9 million to $200 million based on the SaaS metric tracked by the industry analysis. $172 million. Now we need TradingView, right? We need TradingView. We need that platform because they have charting. We can use PineScript. That's their coding language. That's the coding language we use to build our strategies in, and we put it in there and we can backtest and forward test. You can chart off of it, all these cool things. So what we did, because there's some limitations in TradingView. TradingView is a fat and happy company. They haven't had to really innovate on their chart side and their ability to deliver that product in 5-6 years. It's the same thing it was, right? It hasn't really changed. You can't have things like hedging on it. I can't run strategies for hedging. I can't run money management strategies. I have to actually code it out. There's a lot of things I can't do. It's hard for me to deliver. Like, we have an API with them, and it's still a pain in the butt to deliver in the back office a system where you can see your trades and then manipulate those trades using TradingView. Not just see them, but expand the TradingView to a full screen and manipulate the money management by dragging stuff. You can't really do it. So what we did was we built our own TradingView. We built our own. And it is insane. So we built the whole thing from the ground up. We built our own coding language to go along with it that can read PineScript and translate it over. So if you got a PineScript code, you copy, paste, hit a button, it'll rewrite it into our script, into Carbon script. And we're just finalizing the testing and the look and the feel of it. the first place that's going to be deployed is in the mastermind. You guys will be playing with it. Before the end of the month, you'll be playing with that. When I say playing with it, I mean you'll be able to go in there and see a strategy, what it did on a live chart, and you can go, yep, I want to trade on that. And then you can trade on it. And when you do that, know that that is a commercial product that everyone will be able to use. These companies like Bybit, BitGet, Binance will be able to deliver them a better product than TradingView. And all they need is like, I don't know, to pay for it, but quite possibly they'll have to use carbon tokens to do it, right? So this is what we ended up doing. So we're going to be putting some big updates into the Mastermind portal that you guys have access to, and you guys will be the first ones to play around with that. You'll be able to like chart off of it. You won't need to use TradingView to chart if you're drawing lines and drawing charts and doing these things. If you have strategies that you're using on TradingView, I'm going to give you a thing where you can like copy and paste the script, hit a button, and it will generate you your own strategy based off of that. It has money management built into it that you can backtest, and it can hedge for you. TradingView, you cannot hedge. You can't have a long and a short running at the same time. And that definitely won't calculate your liquidation prices and all that stuff, right? Because it doesn't exist. We have it. We've got it. I'm playing with it. You guys will be able to get your hands on it as well. So yeah, it's pretty insane actually. So we're very, very, very excited. Yeah.
So if you want to write new scripts, because you know I wrote a lot in PineScript, do you still write in PineScript and convert it, or is your code based on Java, Python? I don't want to get
You'll be
geeky.
able to. Yeah, we have a whole guide on how you can use ours, but you can just use PineScript, copy paste into a thing, and it'll read it. So it's
Okay.
like anyone who's using PineScript, they can just paste PineScript in because PineScript's the standard. The thing is, when you get it back, you'll be able to do more stuff with it, right? Because in PineScript, there's some things you can't do. Like you can't have two positions open on the chart at the exact same time simultaneously and see them, you know? Which for us is massive. Like you want to be able to hedge a position. So yeah, you'll be able to use PineScript with it, or you'll also be able to write it in our script. So yeah. Is anyone clicking on the Mastermind tab, by the way, and not being able to get to it? Like it's popping up with a form that says, sorry, you can't come in here. Because the way we did this was we just tossed it back there. We just put it back there. And then we put up a waiting list if anyone wants to get in there, and then we'll collect their info so they can. Okay, cool. You guys can access it. Yeah, and also too, Damon, we built a handshake system with these companies. So from a geeky perspective, if I was Bybit and I wanted to use this system, all I would have to, it's built off of a in-system handshake. So somebody can a company can copy and paste the code, and what their users do with trades, when they make a change to a trade, it automatically populates on the chart because it just has a handshake code, right? So like in the browser, I can, as a browser, go, let's go ahead and shake hands, meaning I can just say, hey, I'm sending this data to myself and I'm picking it up, right? And I'm not receiving any data, as that would be a security risk, but I'm sending data. Oh, Damon changed his take profit from this to this, and now boom, it'll show it right on the chart. So they can integrate with literally one click, like copy paste. So yeah,
cool.
So we can take this to market. A lot of companies will be able to use it. Right now, there's a problem with TradingView is like they don't care if you're their client from this perspective of any of these. There's a lot of platforms that are coming out, but you're gonna have to pay like $60,000-$70,000 to get any really good functionality out of TradingView, whereas you could just come over here and use ours, and it's a better. And when I say like we rebuilt this, we had to rebuild it. In the past, you guys might have seen. Let me know if you guys seen this. We did an attempt at rebuilding one. The devs did. Our developers did an attempt at rebuilding one, and it would show you the money management on the chart, but when you like moved it, it would like move around. It was strange. Craig, do you remember this? It was like, oh, that's nice, but also a little wonky.
Yeah.
So I don't have the burden of developers. If you're a developer and you've been developing for a long time, it means you have a lot of knowledge. It means that you know the things that can go wrong. I don't have that burden. Sometimes you have to have someone who's like fresh and learned a new skill, AI, and is implementing that to build your stuff. Because I'm not, when I send something over to a developer and I say, hey, I want you to make this kind of change, they're thinking all the things that can go wrong. Me, I'm just going to build it, right? I'm just going to build it, and if I find those things, then I'll fix it, right? And so I'm able to move fast. So the prototype for this was literally, I stayed up for like 2 days and built it. And then I said, take a look at what I built, guys. And they all freaked out. Oh, we wanted to do it. All the developers were like, what is going on here, right? Who did this? What team did this? I was like, I did this. I was awake trading. I was like, you ever get in a funk where you're like so excited about something, you just keep going and don't sleep for a few days? That's what I was doing. It was like, let's make some more coffee and let's keep going. And literally I built it in 2 days. All the API documentation, all the integrations, everything, And I built it from candle by candle. So the secret is that instead of trying to build a charting system, I started out with one candle, and that gave us the ability to move forward. So the foundation was strong. So anyway, yeah, you guys will have this. I don't want to say this week. I'll say before the end of the month, right? Because I don't want to say something that's not going to happen. Before the end of the month, you guys will be playing with it, and you'll be able to catch trades and execute trades based off of it in the mastermind, just you guys. And then I'm really curious to see what you think. Like for those of you who trade, I really want like, hey, what if it can do this? Can we make it do that? Can we make it do this? And the answer is going to be, yeah, let's do it, right? So it'll be fun to kind of tweak this to something that you guys really love, that isn't intimidating, but also really effective. When you go into TradingView, some of the stuff, the functionality is there. It's great and all, but it's intimidating, and you don't need 90% of it. So that needs to be hidden away unless you go into settings and then put it forward in front. So anyway, that's what we're up to. So I'm going to prepare my soul and myself for leaving Colombia. I'm going to get the tools straightened out for you guys in the mastermind, so that you guys can have these tools, which are really cool. And you'll be able to see the signals that come into the mastermind. You'll see them. You'll see the back testing. You'll see what they'll do, and you can go, yeah, I want that. And then you guys have control of it. Those signals no one else will have, but the charting system itself, you guys will definitely get your hands on. And then I got a surprise coming for you. Actually, we don't need to talk about surprises, huh? I can just say it. So there's something that we're working on, a decentralized integration that would allow anyone in the world to use it, as long as they were, basically as long as they're on VPNs. I'll leave it at that. And it's mobile first. So, yeah. I'll leave it there. I won't say anymore. But that's coming down the pipeline too. So yeah, pretty exciting. Will it be usable on a number of exchanges? Yes, Bybit, BitGet, Hyper will be on there. So decentralized exchange. So there's your opportunity for folks, right? For using Hyperliquid.
So us US
That's
folks will be able to jump in on that action.
No, you cannot, because it's going to geolocate you to find out where you are.
Son of a
None.
gosh dang it.
Yeah, it's decentralized, so we don't know who you are, but it'll track where you are for sure. VPN. So yeah, I mean, how many people use Hyperliquid? As long as you can use Hyperliquid, the rest is none of our business, actually. And what I'm doing, I shouldn't say these things.
Do
I'm
it.
going to say it anyway. So you guys, I don't know if you've ever heard of vaults on Hyperliquid. A vault is something where people can pool money, much like an NFT that we have here. Now, the difference of that, you'll be able to see trade by trade, line by line, and so on and so forth. And that is something that that people would just subscribe to. They would go on their phone, click, boom. I want to connect. I put my MetaMask. I connect Hyperliquid with one click. you're done. You know? And now your system is trading for you, and you're in a pool. It pools it together. Like, well, vault. They call them vaults. So we're using Hyperliquid vaults, and if those go well, I'm running the beta tests on them myself. If those go well, then it's kind of game changer. You're looking at mobile first. So like I'm in these kind of countries, like I'm in Colombia. Everybody wants to trade, but no one wants to go sit at a laptop to set something up, right? They just want to go on their phone, see a cool thing, share a QR code, and be up and running in 5 minutes. If they can't, 10 minutes. If they can't do that, they're not doing it. But if they can do that, you got something that's going to go wild. So that's what we're building. Yeah, using decentralized exchanges. So that's coming down the pipeline. Yeah, fun times. Lots happened in 2 weeks, huh, guys? Are you supposed to have KBN? You give
Amazing stuff, yeah.
So Robert, yeah, you should have had that. Oh,
Yeah.
if you staked the if
Yeah,
you
I
staked
staked
the
90 out of 100, for example, initially. And then when the 90 went away, it's still away. I think ones I requested, but
Yeah.
quite a while ago.
yeah, so the ones that the staking, when it comes to the staking, if it's there's two kinds of KBN now, right? One is KBN you purchased, and one is one that's rewards or was dropped by the system. If it was rewarded or dropped by the system, then it can't be staked, because that would have been an infinite glitch loop, meaning that someone could stake it, they could refer somebody, stake it, get reward. They could like do this infinite glitch where in like a year from now we would be totally screwed, right? So we had to make it so the only ones that the tokens are kind of marked that this was purchased and this was not purchased. The ones that are purchased can be staked. The ones that are not purchased can't be staked. So
Got it.
yeah.
So can we be reimbursed for the ones we did stake that we lost, or how's that going to work?
If it was what did you purchase it?
No, I did not purchase them. No, what I'm saying is I took 90 out of 100 right away and staked them before you announced that. And so now they're gone. I'm just wondering if
Let me check.
back.
Let's do this right now. Because I'm gonna say, oh yeah, just let the support know. The support's gonna be, and then I'll totally be onto something. and then they'll be like, Robert said you said this. And I'll be
Right.
like,
We don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Further than you already are.
I get in trouble a lot.
That's why we love you.
There you are, right there. All trades, mastermind, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Let me bring this right here.
With support. And they told me that the new ones are not stakeable, and they actually show up in your earned KBNX.
I earned KBNX. Let me
Yes.
In your wallet tab.
Wallet tab. Let me go there. I'm logged in. I'm in the wallet tab. Oh, all right. So the KBX, I do have a figure in the KBNX. Correct.
Yeah, and it'll be 100 plus maybe.
It is.
That's where the 100 is.
I
so
see.
you can use that, but you can't stake it. You can use it for, I think, trading.
Got it. So this will feed the machine.
So this email address started with MAG, right, Robert?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So I just deposited that 90 you lost back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It had already been done. Yeah.
Is anyone else missing it? Missing any KBNX from their back office?
Kevin, I don't think anybody's missing it. It was just replaced differently.
Right. I get what Tracy's saying. It was put elsewhere into the wallet, into a different category of usability.
Okay.
I got it.
But since we're here, is that problem solved for you guys? Is anyone missing any? Because the chance isn't zero. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, it's not a, hey Kevin, what percentage chance do you think that someone might be out there that they didn't get that KBNX deposited back into the wallet? It's not zero. It could be 1%. So I just want to check with you guys because I can fix it right now. But thank you, Judy.
It's okay. I asked
Or-
the
I think
same
Robert-
question that Robert just did.
Yeah, actually, you sounded like Tracy, so I said Tracy.
Oh, it's okay.
So-
It was probably Tracy that told me. No, it was one of the girls in.
See,
think it was Lauren.
you could make official statements and you'll sound like her.
Yeah, she could
Okay.
order me around.
Hey,
Ah,
hey,
now it's
There's Tracy.
I'm-
now.
I'm actually here.
Ah,
Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
scary.
I haven't got Tracy's lovely voice.
You know, she does have a lovely voice. I think it's
She
the
does.
South African accent going on.
Well, I don't
Because it's
have a
not-
singing voice. Not like you, Kevin. You have the best singing voice out there.
That's
Has
not true.
anybody here heard Kevin sing? He's
No.
brilliant. He's really good.
Does he
Wow.
pal up with Twan?
Does he what?
I would.
He could sing with Twan.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard Twan sing, but I've heard Kevin sing, and he's very good.
Oh, go on to Twan's, I think his whole website.
He's got.
What's
Yeah,
your-
he has
what's
a
your
whole.
genre,
He
Kevin?
has a lot of music.
Come on, Kevin.
We need to have
give us a tune.
carbon karaoke. Carbon karaoke.
I don't have. Yeah, I haven't had a beer in like 3 months, so
Well,
give me
you
a
can
beer and I'll sing.
clean
One-
out
one-
your
one
stein.
day
Clean
when
the
we
stein
have-
out, refill it.
One day when we have a carbon get together, we'll get Kevin singing.
Oh boy.
May I
It's
ask a
karaoke.
question, please?
Yep.
So
shoot.
Kevin, can I just mention, I did message you, but I don't think you probably read everybody's messages. They're about to build a massive wellness center on the Gold Coast. And it's happens to be something that I some money into probably 12, 13 years ago. But I sent you the link for you to have a look at it. I think you'll be really interested in just checking out. I think it'll be a world first going into the
thank you.
Gold Coast, going into the Gold Coast in Queensland. So I did send it just to your Kevin Telegram
You
account.
mean- okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. What's the gist of it? Are they doing like anti-aging stuff?
Well, it originally was, a block of land, and they've spent years and years trying to come up with this wellness centre and get it all approved, and it's about to
Mhm.
take off. But yeah, they're right into longevity. They're into all of the kind of key words.
Nice.
I just thought it was interesting for you to have a look at.
I think that's. I mean,
And it's on the Gold Coast in Australia. We'll get you here yet.
gives me an excuse.
Yeah.
I want to go pet a koala and fight a kangaroo. Tracy assures me that the kangaroo will beat me up, but I'll take my chances.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to Australia. Everyone from Australia says it's the most beautiful, amazing place in the world. So there must be something to it. When you get out there, do like a carbon retreat. It'd be fun.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Yep. Amazing. How are we doing?
Very well. How long are you going to be in Dubai?
I don't know. I think it depends on a couple things. But one, whether or not I have any issues with my visa and that kind of stuff. I've got some company stuff to do while I'm there. I want to set up some physical locations there, so people can walk in. The idea is that a lot of people there are into crypto and they just don't know what to do with it. So I want them to be able to walk into a place, set up their accounts, and then have their trades up and running. And I want to take over the entire place in that fashion. Right? We can onboard a lot of people.
I will be mid of October for a couple of days in there. Thought maybe if you're there, I'll visit you.
Yeah, if I'm still there, let's hook up. Let's get together.
For
That's a long time away, but yeah, if I'm still there. Because another thing I'm doing there too as well is I'm bringing my father with me, because there are some post-cancer rehabilitation centers that help with incontinence and stuff like that, and they're top notch. Like the hospitals and healthcare there is top notch. So I want to put him in one of those programs. It's hard here because of the language barrier. So certain treatments are difficult. Doing the surgery, he doesn't need to talk because he's asleep. But post-surgery, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard now that we're moving into more longer-term care. So I want to get him. He's excited to get there too and do this. I want to get him to a couple clinics over there the Cleveland clinic specifically, that will that'll help him out. So yeah, I'm gonna take him, go over there, do some stuff with the Cleveland clinic with him, get him some post-operation care. Let him see Dubai, even though it's 100 degrees there, and yeah, go from there. Yeah, so on we go.
Then
And then I want to have
definitely we'll catch up with you there.
Yeah, if you're there, 100%.
Yeah,
be awesome.
Kevin, I'm just wondering regarding what is available to in Carbon Collective platform right now. If you're in Canada or the US and you have all these restrictions because of location, what can we do? What is available to us apart from right now? I have the NFT that we all started with, right? And then I have the Mastermind one. I wish I had bought more. My money was stuck along the way. Then you closed it. So now I'm just a little bit mad at you.
I'm sorry. But the stuff to do, there's staking. I wouldn't be looking at that right now, to be honest. I'd be looking at that probably in the next, after a month. Watch what happens with the user base. You guys will see chats where there's new users coming on board. And when you see that kind of action happening, that's kind of the time to move on that, I would say. But aside from that, we are doing a lot with decentralized exchanges right now. And if that goes all well, then there'll be a lot of stuff that people can do. Not from the way that we'll gate that is based off of how the brokers gate it, because we're not a broker. We're not an exchange. So how they broker it, how they gate the access to those things is the gated access you'll have. And usually that's geo-targeting, right? It's based off of where you are. So there should be some opportunity here very, very soon. For us, we really want to get in the United States. We just don't want to do it and we want to get in Canada and all these places. But it's hard for us to do because of the platforms that exist there are only trade on a few assets. And we want to have tokenized stocks is really where we see this going, because they move like Bitcoin. They don't move fast, except for SpaceX stock, right? But that was IPO'd. But a lot of times these stocks, when they drop, they usually recover fairly well. Money management works better, and it gives us 165 assets to focus on rather than 8 at Kraken or Coinbase or some of these companies. So that's what I would look for here really soon, is us doing that. And you guys will know about it long before anybody else. Before we go live with it, you guys will see it. You'll see me talk about it, and then I'll let everyone else know. But yeah, I think that's kind of the future for you guys. We are really want to get those into those markets. We just can't do it as a broker ourselves. And the brokers that we integrate in with that are in those places don't have enough assets to trade, and they're definitely not doing tokenized stocks, which is where I really want to see it. But there are a few, right? For example, if you're in Hyperfund, Hyperliquid, they've got it, right? So you can do it there. Companies like MetaMask, for example, actually trade based off of Hyperliquid. So they're using Hyperliquid as a back end provider to execute trades. If you guys go into your MetaMask wallet right now, you can trade future stocks, right? Yeah, I'll get to that real quick in a second, Lynn. I see you. So if you see MetaMask, if you get anyone who's outside the United States, go into MetaMask and go to futures trading. You can trade futures on there. You can open up a position on Tesla stock right now. And if it's the weekend, you can still trade on it, meaning you can trade after hours. So that's where a lot of the future of this is. And if you're sharing carbon, if someone's sharing carbon and you go, oh, it's a trading platform, what does it trade? It trades everything, stocks, trades crypto, right? Just trading crypto is kind of a red flag for people when you're in a bear market. When you're in a bull market, they're like, oh, it's all they want to hear is crypto. But in a bear market, they don't want to hear anything about it, right? They don't want to hear that you have a trading platform for Bitcoin. Who cares? Bitcoin's down 60%. See what I mean? So we need to expand in that direction quite heavily. And we can do that using vaults on Hyperliquid and things of that nature. So that's the next step for us.
Kevin,
yep.
I know Kraken is starting to do X stocks, but it's not big enough. Have you looked back into that? I think a while ago.
Yes, when I looked at Kraken. Kraken is one we do want to integrate with, but they don't have enough assets yet, unless that's changed the last few weeks. And they don't have a vault. One of the things that Hyperfund has is or Hyperliquid has is a vault, meaning that people it just goes into one big pool.
Right.
So basically it's a Mastermind NFT without the Mastermind NFT in a way. And we'll just limit how much can be in those so that we're not moving markets, doing stuff like that. So yeah.
So I was just going to warn you, speaking of Kraken, my friend who is in Carbon Collective, who is trying to get a lot more in Carbon Collective, moved quite a bit. He was having trouble getting it from, to where it needed to be to fund it. So he moved it to Kraken, more than a six-figure amount. And they immediately froze it for 90 days. And he wrote to them so many times, and there's no way they will release it. And if he wants to send it back to the bank, they wanted to charge him 1.5%. So
yeah, that's the problem with centralized exchanges. Like the whole thing about crypto is you got into crypto so you could have a decentralized autonomy over your money. Like you could have your own funds, you could control it. And when you go to these centralized exchanges, I mean, it's hard because they want to control it, right? They still control you. And fine, because if they're a publicly traded company, they have to play in that pool, that pond. But it's unfortunate. So yeah, bots and touching any of these centralized exchanges is just, unless they're overseas, is hard until something happens. Lynn, so Lyle, I said Lynn. Lyle is asking about a surcharge. We were charging fees on NFTs. We waived those a while back, so you won't hear anything about that for a bit because we were late delivering it. So we want to make sure you guys didn't have fees actually. So we're just kind of eating this right now because we kind of owe you guys because you waited so long before we actually had this up. So we still feel like we have a debt in that fashion. So no fees right now. We just turned it off. I'm interested in reducing Carbon's bandwidth. Oh, where did that go? Someone said reduce it. My power is expecting to kick back on. Oh no. I just saw a good question too. Okay, Kevin, interested in reducing Carbon's bandwidth to 70 to 90% checkout auto beam. Oh, okay. I will take a look at it. Let me snapshot that.
Kevin, I've got a question about the screenshot I saw about the wait, if you want to sign up for a wait list to get on Mastermind for those friends of ours that maybe are in Collective but didn't get onto Mastermind. Is that going to be a reality, do you think, where people can slip in somehow or another on a waiting list, or what's the status of that?
Yeah, or else we would have hidden the tab. And the only people who would have seen Mastermind tab is if they're labeled Mastermind. I put that there because initially, eventually this will be $20,000 just to get in with no NFT. Like the amount of tools and the automation and the things that I have planned for this, the value has to exceed that. And it will get there. It'll take time, but it'll get there. And when it's there, people will be joining this. You'll see in the future, like we'll open it up Mastermind and there won't be they won't be joining and they'll be joining and they won't get an NFT actually. They'll just be joining and get nothing. But as far as the NFT side, yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility for us to open up. We kicked the idea around a little bit, and building the waiting list gives me at least a handle or an insight into how many people want it. So if I see a lot of people on that waiting list, then I will, then it makes us more likely to take action on it.
And that actively somewhere accessible now? I only saw a screenshot of it. I didn't actually see it.
If somebody is not in the Mastermind and they click on the Mastermind tab in the menu, it'll take them to the Mastermind dashboard. But if they're not a mastermind member, it'll tell them, hey, get on the waiting list.
I see. So because
So
I'm
you guys
not-
don't see it.
I don't see it. I got it.
So
Okay.
what if you are a member and you want to add?
If we open it up again, you'd be able to.
So we don't need to be on a waiting list?
No. Definitely not.
Okay.
Nope.
I just want to make sure I get my money to where it's supposed to be before you do this.
Okay. Okay. I got you covered.
Thank you.
Cool. No, thank you. Thank you guys. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna go get some stuff prepared before I get on my call with Tracy. I think she said 15 minutes ago she's gonna be ready for me in 15 minutes. So yeah, 11 minutes ago. So I'm gonna go get on with Tracy, go through some stuff, turn some things on, and go from there. That'll be as soon as you see that new chart back there, that'll be there, Stephen. You'll be included with that. John, appreciate you. Thank you guys. Corey, appreciate you guys. And I'll let you guys know as soon as I get my plane tickets as well. That way you can track my movements and have me kidnapped on my way to Dubai. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Night, everybody. Thank
right.
you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kevin.
All right,
Safe
bye,
in
everybody.
travels.
Nick.